pretty nice cold evening. It's about -5. Nice sunset. Time to sit down by the fireplace and do some coding. Work on my app. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another follow-up video. This is for you content creators, freedom seekers out there who's trying to discover new ways to make an income. I wanted to follow up in this kind of shorter video from my previous video where I introduced my first iOS app called TapTime Pro. So as many of you know, I have been working for myself online around the world for many years. My primary income has been web design. And when you work with your clients, you want to make sure that you track the time and you track the revenue. How much are you actually left with for the time you have spent per project? I tested a lot of different time trackers. I think I've tested, I don't know, probably 20-30 different time tracking tools, advanced ones, simple ones. I just abandoned them all. And the problem with most of them is that either they are way too invasive. I've tried tracking apps that basically record everything you do on your computer. It's sexy and all, but it's not really working for me at all. It's tracking way too much stuff. So I talk to many people who work online or work with projects for clients. A main issue with timers, even the simple ones, is that you are simply so much in the flow that you just forget to stop the timer. One thing that's always been interesting for me is, Apple hardware and software, and I just love things that look good and work well. So one of the dreams I had for a long time is to be able to make my own iOS apps. So I came to a point where I decided, well, I'm just going to make my own damn timer. So that's what I've been working on, and I now really want to include you guys into the process and show you how I've done it. I really want to learn the craft of iOS Swift programming language because I like to have control. I don't want to be just one of these vibe coders that just have AI do everything for you. I'm certainly using AI for sure, but I'm also diving into the code, learning at the same time, using AI as my teacher and really understand what my own code is doing for this app. So here's one of the primary features of TapTime Pro. This is a work timer app that's basically built around how I used to work with client projects. Usually you have an hourly rate and you work on a time-based, an hour-based type of project, or you agree on a fixed rate, priced project. Especially when you work with full range or kind of a fixed price project, you want to make sure that you don't overspend the hours on that job. You want to make the project run through and work on it as fast as possible without missing out on completing your task and the quality. But what I've seen for myself many times, and some of you freelancers out there and people working on fixed rate project with a price agreed on, is that when the time quickly runs out, your hourly rate basically goes down. The whole principle behind TapTime Pro is that when you start a timer, you actually have to tell the app that you are still present and you're still working on the task. If you set interval on 30 minutes, you will have to tap the screen to continue having the timer running. So my recommendation, the way I use TapTime Pro, because I use it myself now in my own project, I run 5-minute interval timers. That means if I do forget and I leave the computer, the worst thing that can happen is that I will have 5 minutes extra running on the project, but then the timer just stops automatically, logs the time to the project, and no harm done. The way I work with this app now is that I use Windsurf as my editor, while I at the same time keep Xcode open in another window, of course. And I use Windsurf to produce the code, get advice and learn with with Cascade, as it's called in Windsurf. I worked with Claude Opus 4.5 and also Claude Sonnet recently, has been amazing. And compared to the first time I started this project many months ago, AI or Claude is actually not producing errors anymore. I had a lot of issues the first time I started this project, so I completely wiped it out. I started fresh. I worked on my own designs. My design is not AI, my design is my own, done in Figma. And I have connected Claude via MCP to Figma to read my designs, to constantly be able to see what I do here, and I reference my design over via MCP over to Figma. And the results that AI is doing with the design in Swift and in Xcode has just been pretty amazing, I would say. Another MCP tool I used is actually to my craft docs. I use craft.do. It is a note-taking app, very smooth, won the Apple Design Awards previously, and they just came out with an update supporting MCP servers. I connect Claude to my craft docs, one specific doc it can read through. I keep all my notes, my tasks, my error logs there, and I just ask Claude to keep the document updated, check off this task, check that task, read my notes, and it's been pretty amazing to work with. And it even adds necessary notes and useful ideas for future reference. My idea with this app is to keep it as private and secure as possible. There is no data sent out. We don't use a database here. Everything happens on the phone, on the device. I want something that's simple and clean. But besides that, it's a very clean and secure app, and it's basically logging time tracked on your habits and projects. And it keeps a nice stat of your monthly revenue and the revenue per project and the time spent on each project you do. So I hope you like this quick update. We are currently now at another hotel, more south in Norway, and enjoying a few Christmas days here. We are soon coming into 2026. I hope you sit down, review 2025 a little bit, consider what happened, and put your mind and focus your energy into creating an amazing 2026. It's certainly going to be a lot of truth and more drama to be seen in 2026. 2026 and 27 is going to be pretty revealing years for a lot of humans. The more you are in the unknowing, the more shocking it's going to be. For people like my tribe who see what's going on, who has gone through a certain specific learning process, will not be shocked, but kind of enjoy the transformation into these new times. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe so you can get notified about the next video coming out, and ask questions, leave a comment if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one.